Hi there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Update, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest to asylum seekers and those who want to stay current on immigration news. This week, we're discussing the end of a policy that has kept many asylum seekers out of the United States and the many immigrants who are flocking to America as a result. An anti-immigrant proposal that became the law of the land when Florida's governor signed a harsh, sweeping bill. New efforts in New York City to deal with the recent influx of migrants to the Big Apple, a Supreme Court ruling in favor of immigrants making it easier to appeal negative decisions by the Board of Immigration Appeals, and the dissension among Republicans over a proposal to overhaul the immigration system in a way that many economists believe would devastate the economy. I'm Brian Manning. I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. It's my pleasure to bring you asylum and immigration reform updates each week right here on the Political Asylum Lawyers YouTube channel. Okay, let's get to the news. First up, undocumented migrants congregated at the United States border in anticipation of the expiration on May 11th of Title 42, a policy that allowed the United States to return migrants swiftly to their home countries. Over 1,400 Department of Homeland Security and 1,500 Department of Defense personnel have been sent as reinforcements. Additionally, approximately 1,000 asylum officers will help screen asylum requests, starting with credible fear interviews. Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Secretary, warned about potential challenges in the coming weeks due to the expected surge of migrants. The United States border authorities encountered around 10,400 migrants on a single day, but that number could rise in the coming days and weeks. President Biden has promised to double down on other measures to discourage people from using unlawful means to come to the United States to seek asylum. Critics say some of the plans are harsh and may be unlawful. And next up, for update number 2, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a Republican who is expected to run for president, has signed a comprehensive immigration law that critics are deriding as harsh and unreasonable. The law supports his migrant relocation program and restricts social services for immigrants without permanent legal status. The law includes $12 million for the governor's migrant relocation initiative and requires businesses with more than 25 employees to use E-Verify, a system verifying if employees can legally work in the United States. It also prevents local governments from funding organizations that issue identification cards to immigrants without permanent legal status and invalidates out-of-state driver's licenses for those living illegally in the country. Critics argue the law is intended to dissuade immigrants from seeking medical care. All right, time for our third immigration update. New York City, under Mayor Eric Adams, has suspended its rules for quickly finding private rooms for asylum seekers in light of increasing pressures. Over the past year, the city has supported more than 61,000 migrants, providing them with shelter, food, and care. However, with an expected increase in arrivals after Title 42 ended on May 11 and daily arrivals already around 500, the city is stretched to its limits. It has resorted to temporarily housing new arrivals in gyms and has begun busing some migrants to other parts of the state. While the city has worked to prevent any asylum-seeking families from sleeping on the streets, the mayor is calling for more support from state and federal partners. And moving right along, update number 4. The Supreme Court unanimously ruled in favor of a transgender woman from Guatemala regarding her right to appeal a decision by the Board of Immigration Appeals to deport her. The Supreme Court clarified that the woman did not need to exhaust all administrative remedies, including the filing of a motion to ask the Board of Appeals to reconsider its decision before the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit could hear her appeal. The woman, who sought protection under the Convention Against Torture, argued that she faced danger in Guatemala due to past rape and threats related to her sexual orientation. The ruling has broader implications as it helps define when statutory rules can be flexible and when they must be strictly adhered to, and is generally viewed as a victory for people seeking to appeal negative immigration decisions. And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week. The Republican Party is divided over a proposed immigration reform bill known as the Secure the Border Act of 2023. The bill seeks to reintroduce several of former President Donald Trump's immigration policies and includes measures like resuming the construction of the border wall and implementing stricter border security measures. However, a contentious part of the bill mandates the use of E-Verify, an online system that confirms employee eligibility to work in the United States. Critics argue that mandatory e-verify use could harm the United States agricultural industry, as many agricultural workers are foreign-born or undocumented. A similar proposal in 2011 failed due to opposition from the agricultural lobby. The current bill also lacks provisions for a path to citizenship for farm workers or an improved H-2A visa for migrant workers, which further fuels criticism. President Biden has said he will veto the bill if it ends up on his desk. And that wraps up this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. That number is 713-352-1593. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.